Hey, welcome back to edtech by Meera, and in today's tutorial lesson we are going to learn how to create a word guessing game using Python 3. Interesting, right? So here we are going to import the random library. Why? Because while doing the game with the user, the computer playing with the user will be using random choices to select the word in order to match the user's input with the right choice. So let's get started without wasting much time. We need to create a variable called name, which is user generated. So we need to use the function input. So name equals input. Just write a string like what is your name, or enter your name, or your name, whatever way you want to write. So it's a user generated value which is allocated to name and stored in the name, so that you can address the user this way. So you print out to address the user. You can say anything like hey or hello, comma, and the name. You already know when it's when the value is stored in a variable like name. If you write after a string comma and then the variable, then the value will get allocated there straight away in the print statement. So hey name, welcome to so and so game, the word generating the word guessing game. So what happens is it will read as hey. For example, if I input as Meera, hey Meera, welcome to the word guessing game. Hey John, welcome to the word guessing game. So based on whatever you are inputting as a user, that word stored in the name will come here automatically when you do a print statement like this, which we already studied how to do. And then we need to create another variable called words, which will be a list storing the values of the words that you want to use for this game. Yeah, so I decided, now it can be anything. It could be names of persons, names of kids, it could be fruits, it could be countries. I decided to use, because I'm an animal lover, so I decided to use animal names here, so that it's easier also for the user to guess, because most of us are animal lovers and pet lovers, right? So words equals in a list, cat, comma, dog, comma, elephant, bull, rat, and don't bother about the words coming up from the AI generated. I'm not going to use them. Bull, rat, mouse, and say one more snake. So about 10 of them. That's up to you, 10, 12, 15, how many more you want to use in the list is entirely up to you. The more complicated and complex you want to make, you can have more names. I decided to include one more, which is rabbit, which is a cute pet, so I decided to have that as well in the words list. So all these values of animals would be stored in a list which we call by the term by the name of words. So thereby we created a list called words and stored all these animals' name here. Yeah, I decided to put some more like horse as well, horse and cow. Yeah, so that's interesting. Now we need to, whatever word is generated from the user, we need to check it with the words list, right? So for that we need this function called random.choice, which will help us in matching these words. So word equals random.choice in the parenthesis word. Why? Because it is a word that we are going to check with the word list that is created here. So in the parenthesis it's words, sorry. So those words will be checked by the random.choice with the word list. So that's the idea, we're using it this way. And then you need to print out the print statement, the instruction to the user, guess the hey whatever, hey user, or just like that, guess the characters in the word. So this is part of the game. So first the user will guess the characters in the word, and then one by one they'll be given an attempt, say 10 attempts, 12 attempts, whatever. We need to initialize first. Based on the attempts, number of attempts, we'll be matching them and putting them together in the positional order by the random choice to form a word. So guesses initially, no guesses yet, so it's an empty string. Attempts we initialize with 10 attempts. That means maximum of 10 attempts would be provided to the user to guess the character in order to form the word. And then use a while loop while the attempts are greater than 0. Of course, if you have to have an attempt of 10, it needs to be greater than 0. There cannot be a choice which is less than 0, will be negative number. -1 means no choice. So while attempts are greater than 0, wrong is a variable you create which says it's not successful, it's a failed attempt. So wrong equals 0 in the beginning, we've not started playing yet. Inside the while loop, create the for loop. So for characters, char is for character, for every character in a word, because you're going to presume and assume the characters in a word. For every character, for character in word, for char in word, that's the loop. If the character in the guesses, that is the user, whatever is guessing, those values, whatever user is guessing, those values are stored in a variable called guesses. So if character in the guesses, that means whatever they said, the character is present in the value of the guesses. Characters present in the guesses. What do we say? Print character. So that means whatever they are saying, that character, end equal to string means in a string format, because it's a string character. So print the character, in other words. Whatever, if it is present, it's matching in the guesses. If it's not matching, else means it's not matching, or they are not calling out anything, then print. This is for the empty blanks. Print the blank string. Yeah, and then what happens is every time it is not being guessed or guessed wrong, whatever, so the wrong is going to increase, going to increment. So wrong equals wrong plus 1. So every attempt, something wrong is happening, wrong guesses are not being said, not being guessed, wrong attempts are going to be incrementing by 1. Yeah, as simple as that. So if you consider an if loop in which wrong equal to the value of 0, that means there is no wrong item guessed at all. That means the user is won the game, right? Because every guess is right. Every character and every guess is right means wrong equals 0. Then print, wow, you won the game. Then print, after that you need to also print. If you won means you have to mention what is, because he's been guessing the characters to form the word. So then after you say win, you have to say the word is so and so, the correct word or actual word, which you won is so and so, which matched with the word in my list to form so and so word, right? Then you break, because you don't need to play anymore because it's break, you won the game. Then break off from that loop. So what else is left? The scenario, the next scenario. So you have to consider every scenario. So this one you're printing out. This empty print statement is for implementing the print statement, right? Now the guess now starts. So all this while you mentioned the conditions of the game. Now starts the real game. So guess. So guess input. Here you have to say guess equals input. You are actually prompting the user to guess a character. So input, guess a character to form the word, in the word or to form the word. So now the game is starting. All this while you form the skeleton of the game. The foundation, the functions, the loops, everything, etc. The rules. Now you start the game based on those rules. So guess input function, guess the character in the word. Now it's actually happening, the action part of the game. Now what is happening to the guesses? Guesses is going to be obviously plus equal to guess, means guess plus guesses. Every time the guesses is going to increment by 1 guess, right? So that's why it means guesses plus equal to guess. So guesses equal to guesses plus guess. So it's incrementing with a guess. So if guess is not in the word, that means it's not matching with the word list. So what is happening? The attempts will be decrementing by 1, right? Because you have a maximum attempt of, let's say, 10 attempts. So every time you are attempting, it should decrement by 1. So that's why attempts minus equals 1, not plus. So that means attempts equal to attempts minus 1. So first time you attempted 10th instant second time 10 minus 1, 9, 8, 7, 6, accordingly until it reaches an attempt of 0. You cannot attempt anymore, you fail. So that's the idea, decrementing it this way. Then print wrong, because every time it is decrementing, and if the guess is not in the word, it's not matching, whatever you guessed is not in the list, it's not matching with the correct one, then you say print wrong, print you have the string comma attempts, right? Because you need to know, the user, the player needs to know how many attempts left. So that's why the comma attempts, remember, has to be mentioned here in the statement as a variable. Then only the value will be allocated here. So let's say after the 10th one, you tried already 1 attempt, it will show you have 9 attempts left. Something like that. 9 more guesses. Here it will show like that, not 9 attempts. So here it will read you have 9 more guesses. It will read like that. Yeah, so this part is understood. Now if attempts equal to the value of 0, that means you've reached the end point of the game, you cannot attempt anymore, and you haven't been able to guess it, you failed the game, you cannot continue anymore. Or you can say your guess is already over, no more turns, no more attempts. So start the game. Guess a character. Okay, let me try. I'm trying. Whatever. I keep on writing all the names. Let me see. A-L-M-A-I. I keep on guessing, right? Okay, let me see if I'm reaching the right word or not. Am I guessing right? I just keep on guessing the characters, one after the other, randomly. I'm also not thinking. I forgot it's supposed to be animals and I'm doing all rubbish. I'm doing it purposely, sorry. Okay, like a Dumbo. You have zero more guesses. That means I finished all my attempts. I lose. I was not able to guess the right word or even a character in the list. Yeah? Should I try again? Okay, let me make one more attempt to show that I am able to win. So this time what I do, I remember that I have written animal's name there. So let me guess the animal's name. First my name, of course, as a user. Yeah. So then I get the welcome statement, then I'm prompted to guess the characters. Guess the character. Okay, let me try. I want to presume it's a mouse. So M-O-U-C, as soon as I'm writing the right words, it's filling up. M-O-U-S dash. M-O-U-S-E. So it's formed the word. Yes, you won. The word is mouse. So see you in the next interesting game. See you in the next week. Until then, stay subscribed. Don't forget to smash the subscribe button to see more Python projects. See you in the next.